G'day, I'm Paul. Toyota has just revealed the all-new RAV4. This is a massive model for Toyota globally and in Australia. So today I'm going to show you through all of the pictures and all of the key high-level information before we do finally get a chance to drive this car and it goes on sale in Australia. When we do get more Australia-specific information, we'll do an update on the video as well so you can get a bit more information on what it means for the Australian market. But let's start off with the exterior design. So Toyota has said that this will stay on the TNGA K platform, which is effectively what the vehicle is on at the moment. It's what the new Camry is on at the moment. So it's quite a versatile platform that they're using for a lot of applications. But this means that it's going to have a lot of carryover components. And if you look at the exterior design, this thankfully is pretty much all new. And you can see there from the headlights, it's got that Camry vibe with that sort of C-shaped headlight. Big grille down the front there. And they've gone down the path of kind of closing over that grille. With a lot of these hybrid drivetrains, they're looking for aerodynamics. They don't necessarily need as much airflow, and as a result of that, they're able to close off some of those sections to reduce the amount of drag the car has as it punches through the air. So LED headlights, LED daytime running lights. You've got that section along the front there with the black strip that joins. What you're looking at here is pictures of the European spec car. American spec is going to be slightly different as well. So I've got the American details here. They've got different names: Core, Rugged, Sport. They'll also have GR Sport as well, which I'll run you through in a second. But for the Australian market, they're probably going to carry over the same names they already have. The rest of the design elements are pretty sort of standard RAV4. So you've got these black highlights at the top there, so black roof, followed then by body colour and body coloured door handles. They've got this sculptured shape that runs down the side of the vehicle and kicks up towards the rear. It's got a bit of a boxy vibe, and it's not as crazy as something like the new Subaru Outback, which has just gone gargantuan. Instead of being a wagon, it's now this enormous SUV thing, whereas this has kept its proportions and it still looks quite good. If we jump over to the rear, so at the rear, it kind of has X-Trail vibes. I don't know, the rear looks exactly like an X-Trail, which is kind of weird. It's got that same sort of headlight shape that extends into that rear panel there. Just a complete coincidence. At the back as well, you've got piano black on the rear. I have noticed a lot more manufacturers now using piano black on the outside of vehicles. If the inside wasn't enough, they've got on the outside now as well. Big RAV4 lettering along the back there too. So it is a decent proportioned vehicle, and it looks like it's going to be big enough to do family duties and all the standard stuff that RAV4 really excels at the moment. Now, this is on the outside, one that I'm actually pretty excited for, the GR Sport. We haven't had that in Australia before, but they have offered it in other markets. And in my opinion, this thing looks fantastic. So it kind of takes that vibe that they've got from other GR Sport products and injects it here into RAV4. Toyota has also said that their engineers have fiddled a bit with suspension, so it should have that sportier vibe to it when you sort of drive it around. I don't think it's going to be doing any rock crawling or anything sort of too crazy, but it does look pretty good. So you've got the big grille down the front there, the black sections off to the side, GR badge just off to the edge of the grille there. You can see the camera nestled in on the front there with black Toyota badge and black highlights around the car. Really decent looking design, and I think they've done a good job there giving this a bit of differentiation in this segment. There isn't really other sporty models in this segment, and I'll be keen to see whether they actually try and put the engine from GR Corolla in this now that they have an automatic transmission, because I think it would it'd go pretty hard, but you know, we'll see. The back section, again, piano black there on the rear bumper, but kind of looks nice and sporty and yeah, just something different to everything they've already had on the market. And just because we haven't had the plug-in hybrid in Australia, this is where you charge it. The plug-in hybrid has actually improved a lot, so we'll run over engines in a second. If you do want to see our review of the plug-in hybrid that we did in the States, we'll leave a link in the description below to that. Okay, let's have a chat about drivetrains. So you've got two options available, both are hybridized. So you've got standard hybrid, which you find in most of Toyota's SUV and sedan products on the market today. But then they're also going to offer the plug-in hybrid. Now, like I said, plug-in hybrid has been offered previously in other markets. We've never had it in Australia, but despite the PHEV being available overseas for quite some time, it is finally coming to Australia. Given that this platform is a carryover, a lot of the drivetrains are a carryover. This is something that Toyota has done in the past, where they'll launch a new model, carry over some of the drivetrains, but in the background be working on updates to these drivetrains. So it kicks off with a 2.5 litre engine with a hybrid drivetrain. Disappointingly, due to Euro 6D emissions, both the front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive RAV4 are now massively down on power compared to the existing model. And that means we are going to get a brand new car with less power, so 143 kilowatts now, which is Pretty disappointing, I reckon. The big benefits come from the plug-in hybrid though. So battery capacity is now 22.7 kilowatt hours. So it's a decent sized battery. They claim that it'll give them around 100 kilometers worth of driving on the WLTP cycle. Now, the interesting thing is if you have a look at the Chinese manufacturers and something like the Haval H6 plug-in hybrid, they're talking about well over 100 kilometers worth of driving range. So it does feel like some of these Japanese manufacturers are lagging behind the Chinese now in terms of what they can offer and the value that they're offering at the price points that they sell it at. Remember, this RAV4 plug-in hybrid in the States is an expensive car. When you do the price translation, it's not exactly cheap. So if they do want to sell this in Australia, it is going to cost a lot of money. In terms of the power output, so they've been able to improve those. So 200 kilowatts of peak power output for the front-wheel drive option. So that is new for the plug-in hybrid RAV4. The all-wheel drive though, 227 kilowatts of power, and it'll do 0 to 100 in under 6 seconds compared to 7.3 seconds for the front wheel drive. So pretty decent acceleration times there. It also will do DC charging up to 50 kilowatts, and then depending on the spec that you go for, in the States in particular, they do offer a different charge port for lower speed charging, AC charging 11 kilowatt 3-phase. So really not that crazy on a plug-in hybrid because it means a 3-hour charge or so, which is really not the end of the world. Okay, let's jump inside the cabin. This is probably the bit that Toyota has done the most work on, and they've talked here about a new platform for their infotainment system and car connectivity. So that platform's called Arene. So that's basically going to underpin everything that's going on behind the scenes there. It's woven by Toyota. So Arene is basically Toyota's first step toward fully software-defined vehicles. Now, what is a software-defined vehicle? Well, it's effectively a car that is managing its operations, adding functionality, enabling new features, and doing everything through the software behind the scenes. So this is going to mean that they're opening the door to software updates, over-the-air updates that will add functionality to the car. Now, that's always good news for owners because it means your car gets better over time. And you can see here with the interior, they've gone to town on bigger screens. So depending on which spec you go for, you've got a screen that's just under 13 inches in size. It's kind of one of those iPad ones that's slapped onto the dashboard, but it gives you a much bigger setup than you currently have in the RAV4. You then have a screen ahead of the driver as well to give you critical information on ADAS functions, cruise control, trip meter, and all that sort of business. And if you look down the bottom here as well, you can see we just drove the RX plug-in hybrid, and you can see similar functionality here with drive modes and then being able to switch between electric vehicle and hybrid operation. There's also drive modes over here for off-road functions. So if this operates similar to the current RAV4, it'll mean that you have an electric motor on the rear axle that's controlled independently of the front and gives you the ability to do things like managing wheel slip and traction on the rear axle independent of what's going on at the front. This is something I picked up as well in a few of the recent cars we've been driving. USB-C charging, 15 watts, which is great, and a wireless phone charger up the top there. But again, if you look at some of the Chinese market vehicles that are offering 60, 65 watt charging, it's a significant step up, and 15 watt in this day and age is slow charging. If you're using stuff like wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which this has as well as part of this software platform, it's going to mean that it chews through your battery and it's not really able to charge fast enough to recover it. So it would be nice to see a better charging option there. The gear shifter down here as well. So you've got a little sort of knobby thing there with a park and then a handbrake down the bottom, and a set of cup holders there as well. But it looks pretty decent from where I'm looking at it here, and then a completely different setup to what we've seen in other Toyota products, and again, it debuts this Arene software-defined vehicle architecture. If we have a look at this little section here, maybe this photo is a bit better, you can see here they've got the same center console setup as something like an RX, where you open it from one side, but then it opens from the other side as well. So it gives you like a dual opening setup there, a little bit more functionality, I guess, but just something I just realized there. And then if we open the boot up, you can see there, seats fold down nicely to give you a decent amount of boot space. We don't have exact numbers at the moment, but that looks big enough to store all your things there, especially if you're operating this as a family vehicle. Center armrest in the back seat there as well, and you can see some air vents snuck in down the bottom there with some charging up the top as well. So look, the RAV4, it's one of these products that they don't need to set the world on fire when it comes to crazy features and innovations. It just needs to be a vehicle that is fuel efficient, which it is at the moment, and it has plenty of room inside the cabin for your family, which again, it just does all of that stuff at the moment without any dramas. So it appears that they've ticked all of those boxes. That is all the information we have at the moment. Keen to have a drive of this and keen to see exactly what it's like when it finally arrives in Australia. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you reckon they've hit a winner here with the design? Do you love or hate the design? And let me know what you think of the features and some of those drivetrain specs as well. I'm keen to hear your thoughts. Now, if you did enjoy the video, please make sure you like it and you share it with your mates. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. But until next time, take it easy.